Hey, it's Kennedy. It's your girl Kennedy, a whole single. And I just want to come to you today with a good friend of mine, a sister, a comrade in arms. And I want to bring her on and let her share with you the embrace that I've embraced, this peace that I'm piecing, and getting that through yoga. So on a whole single today, I have my sister and comrade and in arms. I said in the word. We call her Doula Shonda Faye, and so you gonna hear me say that, Lord Pastor. I know you be sneaking a peek sometimes, but we just can't help it. So you just go and pray with me. But I do have La-Shonda Spencer, and I want her to share a little bit more about who she is, and then we'll get on into what she does and what we can do for ourselves. Go ahead, Shonda.
Well, thank you so much for inviting me. But yes, I am Shonda, Doula Shonda Fair, Shonda Fair, whichever you prefer. But I'm a yoga instructor. I have been practicing yoga for about 10 years. So, with that being said, my credentials are I became a certified yoga, registered yoga teacher back in 2019. So I got my 200 hours, just saying I completed 200 hours. And during that time, I also completed prenatal yoga training as well and all of that. And I love learning. So my other certifications that I have are with restorative yoga, Kundalini, kids yoga, chair yoga, all of the things. And currently, I'm in a yoga therapy program. So I'm a yoga therapy apprentice as well. And then I'm also a birth worker. So, yeah, all the things.
And I, I'm,
Working.
I mean, I love that. This means that this is the guru on the yoga thing. It's all kind of levels and all kind of initials to this thing. But
Right.
also tell them about the birth worker thing, because to be honest, I think that speaks volumes as to the spirit of who you are as being a
Mhm.
doula. Not everyone is called to help people birth children in the world. That is one of the hardest things I know I've ever experienced as a woman.
Mhm.
And in a minute, I will sort of see how these things they complement each
Right.
other. Say,
Right.
because to calm a woman down in birth, I can't do nothing but for you, but sing some gospel and pray.
Which can help. Which can help. We play gospel music.
That's the whole time my daughter was in labor with my granddaughter. I sang gospel the whole time she was in labor, eight,
Right.
9 hours, because my that was the only thing that I knew to reach for my
Mhm.
calm.
Right,
So
right. Yeah. So with the birth world, I'm a doula, and I do more than that. So I added birth work because I'm also a birth assistant, which I help a midwife, and that's a little different. I know hearing the midwife is a lot of new to people because like it just got legalized in Alabama. So I just say birth work because I do all things. So yeah, but my whole goal as a birth worker in the doula realm is a support person for the mom or for the whole family. I don't support the mom only. I support the family to understand that, hey, you're having a child and the family is about to change. So helping mom get prepared, her mind, body, spirit to get prepared to have a baby, helping dad get prepared as well, because this is his experience as well. That's what we do. And then for the birth assistant part, I just assist the midwife in helping her because most people now are looking to having a home birth, and that's what we look towards now. So we're doing a home birth. So I just help her with all the things that you would see, like what a nurse help, well, to put in plain term, help a nurse with the doctor, but ours is more holistic. We just don't add in unnecessary interventions. We just allow the family to do what they need to do at home. So it's just a big difference. And again, I still bring my doula stuff and my yoga stuff to the client as well. And just to get to understand that, hey, that you can do this and how yoga can help with that, because regardless, pregnant or not, you can do yoga. That was my whole goal when I started this journey, that as long as my whole saying is, as long as you can breathe, you can do yoga. And I think a lot of people don't realize that, like, it is not, it doesn't have to be a strenuous thing or something that you can think that you can't do, because a lot of folks think like, oh, okay, I'm not flexible enough. Oh yeah, you are, because there's chair yoga. If you need to be in a chair, there's yoga that you can be in the bed that you can do. There's yoga for sleep. There's yoga for even meditation. So like, and we think that with yoga that we have to be active, like moving, but it could be a meditation. That can be yoga. It can be a silent meditation. It can be you breathing. That's yoga as well. So it's just so many layers to that, but you don't have to just really focus on, oh, I have to move around. You can be like, hey, if you just need to, like, hey, I'm in traffic or I'm at work and I'm like, oh, I feel myself getting anxious. You do some breathing, and that's yoga right there. Like, I try to bring it because I'm more focused on being accessible for my clients. I don't want to, I tell them that in your body, you can do yoga. So if you can't break it into a whole flow, that's fine. You could just do some breathing and you'll be okay.
That's good to know because, like you said, when we envision yoga, we envision. Uh, I'm just gonna. I keep it real, and it
Yeah,
is
please
what it
do.
is. When we vision yoga, we see a skinny little white lady, a Becky,
Right,
with these tights and leotards on, doing things and holding poses for 20 minutes and talking
right,
about breathe in and breathe out and namaste. So
right.
we be like, I must stay at home because I ain't be able to do that.
Yeah,
So
right.
I love what you said that even in the car, that yoga can be even breathing. Talk a little bit
hmm
about that.
Yes. So yeah, and I get that, the whole, because that's what my thing was too when I first started. When my trainer told me, I said, "Who finna do yoga?" I got, first of all, I'm black. I don't see nobody black doing yoga. And then two, I'm not small. He's like, Shonda, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. I'm like, okay, whatever. But yes, but with the breathing part, like, there are so many different breathing techniques that you can do. So one of the things is that, like I tell my clients, like, if you're having trouble sleeping at nighttime or just trouble resting, like, you would just count your breath. So you would hold in, like we do, like, breathe in for 4 and then exhale for 5. That's just a great way to just, relax your mind. Or you can do it even longer, like inhale for 4, exhale for 8, just to calm down your nervous system. Or if you need to, like, wake up in the morning time, you would just do a longer inhale than a shorter exhale. Another one, a great one, is box breathing. Just so things that you can do, because sometimes you can't break into, like if you're at work and you are getting frustrated, because I used to work at these different type of jobs where I used to work around customer service. I used to work in child protective services, and I needed those other tools to help me to, I want to put the word, calm down, basically. So I would incorporate breathing techniques for that. So yeah, so that was a great one. So just to do, like I said, just mindful breathing techniques that you can do with no issue at all.
And then you said about in the chair as well, because some of the people get to my, well, I just had a birthday child, so,
Yeah.
but over 50, your body is starting to do some stuff after 50,
Uh-huh,
and
right.
and I have some friends that, like a good friend of our a good sister, she just had knee surgery. Somebody else just had arm. So what about some things with the chair? Because, like you said, even in my industry, finance and insurance, I sit at a desk all the time, and believe me, when somebody call about they policy or they this or I'm in a training class and I'm training 15 agents, and you got 5 paying attention, 4 that's just not here, and 3 you wish you really could kick out the class. And you can't
Right.
get, and we on Zoom because I got to make sure everybody paying attention. Something I can do in my chair where I can put my little screen saver thing on and do, what can I do in my chair?
Right. So with the chair, it's so easy to do. You can do small things such as, like, doing twist. that like side twist and stuff. That's very easy. You can do like side stretches, nothing too much. You can do butterfly in the chair as well, which is super because one of the things is doing butterfly in the chair is very helpful. And also I want to say because one the one things that we talked about was what I talked about with many people. If you like a person that sits at the desk all day, or even when we were in COVID, when people working from home, we have tight hips, and the chiropractor kept saying that all the time. Like a lot of people were having tight hips. So doing butterfly in the chair, just bringing your the soles of your feet together, then open up the knees, is just a great way. You just bringing more attention to it. So doing twist in the chair, doing side stuff. You could do like a down dog, but I actually did that in person. But yeah, but just doing like
Okay.
some common things that you can't do in the chair because it's easy. And like you said, if people have been practicing practicing yoga for a while and they had a surgery, like a yoga teacher that I know, she's like a great well-known yoga teacher that does chair, and she just kept showing us all the different things that you can do, which is great because again, like you're not be able to go up and down the floor. That I think
Mm,
that's the main thing because again, my whole goal is to teach you where you are versus to make you uncomfortable. Because the thing is, if you can't breathe, you can't do yoga.
mm.
And that's
Yeah.
one of the biggest things because the thing is when we are like whether we're working out or whether we're um doing something, like if we're like working out strenuously, like if something's very painful, we just stop breathing. And so when
Mhm.
we're like we talked about earlier with um the lady was talking about doing yoga, and she's on it for a long period of time, you're gonna start breathing if like something may be cut off. Like if she tell you to do a twist and you have extra handles, you have extra skin around the navel part, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Or if, like you say, have a knee injury, like I don't expect you to hurt yourself doing yoga because
Yeah.
that's not safe. And because we want you to be safe with this. Because the thing is, the same way what brought me to yoga, I want to get that to other people. And I want people to know that regardless if we're in a bed, a chair, or even on a mat, like you can still do yoga. And I've taught classes where we were in the chair and people in the chair and on the mat as well. It's just accommodating to everybody because again, the goal is for you to enjoy yoga. If you left yoga, you say, "Oh, I feel like I can't do yoga," then my job wasn't done. My job is done when you leave the class and say, "Oh, I know I can do yoga now." That's the whole goal.
Mhm.
That's the goal of it
Yeah.
all. Too many people, and like I said, we're in 2024. People shouldn't say that they don't know that they can't do yoga. Like that is and again, people are saying that, but they shouldn't say that because there are so many ways and so many teachers out there. You just have to look for the teachers, but there are
Mhm.
so many teachers that are teaching for your body for accessible way, because it's very important to just learn how to do it. Try to do yoga for your body because you know your body better than I do. So
Yeah.
if you're saying, if I'm teaching you something that may cause injury to your knee or your shoulder, because I've had that before. I've had, students come in and say, yeah, I just had surgery on my shoulder. I had to change up my whole flow. So what I do is now I just do a check-in to see where everyone is, if they have any injuries. And then we just go with the flow with the whole class because it's
Mhm.
easier, because then you feel like, okay, yeah, I'm not gonna hurt myself, because most of the time the doctor will tell you, "Hey, I need you to go do yoga."
Yeah. Yeah. Listen up.
Right, that's how you do yoga for recovery. And if you're going somewhere where the teacher is causing harm to that area where maybe had surgery or that you strained or something, then that's not helping either. And then that's when you're like, oh yeah, I can't do yoga. Yoga's not for me. All this other stuff. And it is for everybody. Yoga is for everybody, whether you're a kid, actually infant, kid, or adult,
Yeah.
or elderly. Yeah, yoga's for everybody.
So now that we've talked a little bit about how accessible yoga is and how it should be used to complement your body and to restore the body, Now, on this platform, we're talking about being a whole single. And
Mm-hmm.
as singles, uh, all kind of stresses come at us because we don't have that other person to bounce the bills off of. We don't have that other person to bounce the issues of life with. So we become stressed or we become wound or bound or whatever. So tell me some ways that we can use yoga to center ourselves. I'm on this whole wholeness journey that, I had to figure out that I was broken so that I could be fixed. And so
Right.
now it's like now that you've been broken, and now you're on this journey. We can't say we're whole, but we can say we're whole, but it's still a journey to wholeness, to being a
Right.
complete person. So tell me some ways that we talked about the chair and the bed and different things, but when I'm talking about this now, I'm going towards more of a meditation type of thing where
Yeah, of
we
course.
need to groove into get it. So tell me some things we can do as singles where like some kind of meditation type of yoga or whatever you'd have got I can't even put all of it on the banner. um
Sure, sure, sure. So yeah, and especially like during the holiday seasons, it can be hard whether you are single or whole because maybe something has happened. So normally those times you want to show grace towards yourself, and I always talk about that with my clients, and my students because we feel like we have to keep going even though we may be hurting inside or we just are not feeling whatever it is. So you just show grace for yourself. And how to do that is taking like gentle yoga poses, taking gentle, you can do like a meditation and a breathing technique. So normally, for my like regimen, I would always talk about like having a routine. You do it like a nighttime routine or daytime routine, where you can include like 15 minutes. Oh well, 15 minutes like a good number. But if you're like, hey, I don't know if I can sit still, you can start off with 5 minutes and then build from that. So I would suggest like doing a guided meditation, and there's an app that I do recommend. I tell everyone about because it's wonderful. Like you could just type in whatever it is that you need and they'll have it. So the app is called Insight Timer. And so that time, so that helps with like, so it's like if you're having trouble sleeping, it has like one for sleep called Yoga Nidra, which is a great sleep app, almost like a sleep meditation that you can use. You have affirmations that you can say to yourself that they'll do for you as well. Walking meditation is great. So if you have during the daytime where like it's just stuff is overwhelming, you can just take like a 5 minute walk and just type in five, or even on YouTube too, because these are like, because again, when I mean accessible, I want it accessible in all ways. So like Insight Timer is free for you to use. YouTube is free for you to use as well. So type in like 5 minute walking meditation, or type in grounding meditation so that you can feel grounded, because again, the things that goes on, whether it's like maybe you're having off time with family, like you're not getting along with them, and I just need to feel grounded, that you can add that as well. Another thing is some yoga poses. A great one is legs up the wall or the headboard. That is like my go-to for every pose, for every person, because one of the things is that we're normally walking all day long, literally all day long. And so when you do legs up the wall or headboard, one of the things is that not only does it calm your nervous system, but it also brings blood flow back to the heart. So like your feet, because again, your feet are like upward and your heart is downward. So that allows to bring the blood flow back, and that allows your mind to just come at ease. I have had plenty of times where I've fallen asleep in that pose. That one you can do like 10 to 15 minutes. You can just put on some nice music or some lo-fi music or something that you don't have to sing, like a good instrumental, or even like instrumental Christian music as well. And just to legs up the wall again, headboard, and just to just let the whole day go. That's a great way And then also breathing techniques. The like I talked about before, like you can do box breathing, which is inhale for 4, pause for 4, exhale for 4, pause for 4, and then repeat that cycle. So you can do that as many rounds as you want to. So anything that just slows down so that you can calm your nervous system down, because sometimes when things are like not going our way, our nervous system can be out of whack, and we don't want to be in that flight or fight, which can be hard for us. And so when we come to our center and be grounded, then we're able to move into that wholeness of, hey, I know this thing is going on, but I have these tools. Because the thing is, yoga has tools, and I tell that to all my clients that you may not be able to do like a whole yoga flow, but having these tools in your back pocket will help you to get through what the day is going on. So again, if you're having like, oh my gosh, I had an overwhelming day. Okay, I can't do no whole flow. I just need to do some breathing techniques. Great. Or when you get at home this evening, if you had a stressful day, do legs up the wall. Super easy to do. Cat and cow is a great one. Child's pose is a great one too that you can do. But like I said, the one I really enjoy is legs up the wall, because that just gives you or the headboard again, because you can do it in the bed. Because I like doing the yoga in the bed as well. But just
Mhm.
allowing yourself to do that. Another great one is a recline twist. Is where you lay flat on your back, and then you bring your knees to the chest, and then bring your knees to either side. That's a great one because that helps, like I said, give a nice massage to your organs. And it's just a great one again to rest in that pose as well. I've fallen asleep on that pose as well. It's
What's a
just
good, Shonda, sorry, what's a good morning? Like when you first wake up, before after you said your good morning, Jesus, Holy Spirit, activate. What's
hmm
a good pose or stretch for the
So
morning
yeah,
to help move
sure.
you?
So yeah, so some ones in the morning would be cat and cow. Side stretches would be great, because the thing is when you're doing cat and cow, you can do it seated on your bed. You're waking up your spine, so you're adding movement, because again, you've been sleeping for 6 to 8 hours a day. I mean, 6 to 8 hours at nighttime. So waking up your spine is a great one. And then doing side stretches again, just placing your hand down and then stretching to the side, which is a super easy one. So yeah, those are like something not too much. You just waking up like, okay, yeah, I'm up now. Let me do cat and cow. You can do it either on hands and knees, or you can just do it seated and then just place your hands on your hips and move, or knees, and just move. Like bring your chest out, and then curl like a C. Those are like the best one to do, because again, that's waking up your spine in the morning time, and remind like, okay, now it's time to wake up. Because again, you've been laying like flat almost, or however, and you're waking up your spine in the morning.
And I ask that because I'm a morning person.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I also believe in taking a good 30 minutes or
Mm-hmm.
20, maybe good 15, 20 minutes, maybe even 30 if I don't got to go to the bathroom right away.
Right.
But at that time, I'm going to start. I mean, when I know I'm woke, then start talking to God, and I'm like, Holy Spirit, activate. And that is where, like, one of my most important parts of my day is the
Yeah.
getting started. That
Mm-hmm.
claiming how this day is going to be before I ever put my feet on the ground. So that's why I really want to know. Well, what are some things I can do to add to my repertoire in the morning? So I got now in the morning I can do the cat and the cow, and
Yep.
then
In
in
the morning.
the evening, I'm going and now I'm doing the day. I'm gonna breathe.
Yep.
I'm gonna 4 and 4 and 8 4 and so. But I got it. Well, we're gonna do some
Right.
breathing, and then I got some stuff I can do in the chair to
Yep.
just keep me mellow through the day. And then by the end of the day, if I can't make a class, I can still at least do the headboard or legs
Yeah.
on the wall to
Mm-hmm.
just put it on back down to send that
Exactly.
blood flow back to the brain where we can
Right.
start thinking about. I love that. I love this
Yeah.
thing. I'm a routine person, so I listen
Yeah.
to everything you said, and I picked out what I can use to
Right.
add to my routine. And so
Yes.
that's pretty what. much what the show is about is taking things that I'm learning to in my life that's helping me with this on this journey and just
Mm-hmm.
passing it on. And the other people, they'll do the same thing. They'll listen to everything that was said, and it's okay. Well, I might not be that, I'm a hard to get out of bed person in the morning, but I can do that thing in the evening, or
Right, right.
or also one very good piece of information that you shared with us today is that as a yoga instructor, as someone that does what you do, you're saying that when we are looking for this person, if we can't all get to do La-Shonda, then we should want a person that's listening to our body and
Yes.
and, and helping us to move what we have. And
Right.
then I heard you say if it hurt, then it ain't supposed to hurt. Because I tell you, love ain't supposed to hurt.
Right. Yeah,
And
I
me
mean,
supposed
yeah.
to help me love me, but how can I love me if I'm hurting me? So that, like I
And
said, and then it will stop.
right, exactly. And that's the thing. I think that to if anyone takes like again, if anyone is thinking about doing yoga on your with a whole single, like if anyone's thinking about doing it, I definitely suggest that you like look at what the description says, talk to the teacher about that so you'll know, because again a lot of people, again 2024, a lot of people are taking yoga classes and then they're leaving out because the teacher was not designed for their body, and it's not no fault to the teacher, sometimes it is. But the thing is, a lot of people are coming into yoga because they want to learn, they want to have something else because they need something else. Again, but when we had during COVID, people needed other things to do. People needed just a release, and they did not know how to be by themselves. They needed something else so they can just get their mind on some, like just their mind, so to come inward versus like being out, because we couldn't go outside, we couldn't go around our family members or our friends, so we had to turn inward. So finding a teacher that will be able to help you in your body, that will make you like enjoy yoga more, versus someone's coming in and they're telling you, oh, well, like prime example, doing child's pose. So child's pose, everyone knows that pose. But the thing is, a lot of people can't do that pose because, again, the extra skin gets in the way, which is the belly part. Try to use trauma form stuff too, but the belly part gets in the way. So if your belly is in the way, you cannot breathe. So when I teach that pose, I'll say, come out to hands and knees, bring your hips back towards your heels, widen the knees if you need to, then bring your head down, either on a block, your fist, or onto the earth. And so one lady said to me, she said, oh my gosh, I never would have thought to widen my knees because I never can breathe in that pose. And that's because, again, you're having your knees in your chest and
Yeah.
you can't breathe. So again, it's the simple fact of like just finding ways that you can breathe. Like everybody is different. Even if you're a skinny person, you still may need props. You still may need an accessible way, another variation of the pose to do it. There's nothing wrong with that because again, you want to enjoy yoga and you want to make sure you can breathe. Because if you can't breathe, it's not yoga. Because I don't want nobody struggling. Okay, I've been holding this for like 5 breaths, and now I'm like, oh gosh, I can't be good now. And that's how it normally is. Like somebody's like, okay, well, it's gonna hurry up, hurry up. But you're probably cutting off your breath somewhere, and we don't want that to happen because again, yoga is a great tool to have. It can be used anywhere, whether you are flying. I have taught a class on that. Like I did like a thing about anyone who's flying. You can do yoga on the plane, you can do yoga on the bus, do yoga driving, you can do yoga anywhere, but it's just about how it is for your body. And that's the main topic of what we talked about. So being wholeness is, of course, accepting yourself for where you are today, because we don't, because again, when I would do check in with people, how are you feeling today? Do you feel inside your body today? And then once we have that answer, then we can move on and see how everything else. And so once you feel good in your body today, then we can move on and talk about these different poses and stuff like that. So you may say, hey, yeah, Shonda, you know what? I had a rough day today. I don't want to do too much. I just want something gentle. Or you may say, I had a great day and we can, move it up some things. But
Mm-hmm.
we just know that, again, with the wholeness part, coming to a wholeness, a whole single reminds us that as a single person, we have to be in tune with ourselves. And how yoga can help with that is, a yoga is going to meet you where you are, whether or not you're like, if you're feeling it today, whether or not you're like, oh, I've had a bad week or even a bad year. Yoga meets you where you are as a single person and allows you to be vulnerable because you're tuning inward. So with the meditation, you're tuning in to see how you are. With the breathing, you're checking in with yourself to say, you know what? Yeah, I this holiday ain't it for me this year. I'm not gonna enjoy that today. So that's the benefits of um combining yoga and a whole single, because you have to tune inward. So you have to be well within yourself, see where you are, and then make those steps to help you improve for the next journey or the next chapter that you have. Because when we are lacking in something, like if we have something that's off, like again, stress, I mean, those are common things, but you have a tool within you with yoga to help you on that journey. Because being single is such a wonderful opportunity, because you get to know who you are before someone else come in. You get to see the things that help you out. So again, if you are struggling with different things, like, okay, yeah, right now I'm like, for me, example, like I'm working on being vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
As in, just sharing things and stuff like that, outside of just sharing my stuff. But like
Mm-hmm.
yoga helps with that, like, hey, everybody else might feel the same way and it's okay. Or even being on the journey of in my calling as a single, that I'm able to share these different tools, because I know it's going to be different when someone else may come along. So, getting yourself together now with yoga through breathing techniques, meditation, through movement, and then adding those to your routine to help you become the single that you need to be for when that person comes. So, what makes you a whole single is adding more tools to your toolkit. So, when things are off, you will have something that you can pull out of to help you get back on track. Because we always have an off day. It's okay to be not okay. But if you continue to beat yourself up about it, then you're not walking in wholeness.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
Mm-hmm.
where you can come in at.
And that's it. We have to accept. I tell people all the time, we have to accept that we're broken in order
Mm-hmm.
to be repaired, in order to be restored, in order to be fixed, if you want to say it. But
Right.
Shonda, I just thank you. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. I know that you're busy. I know that you are this Proverbs 30, when you about your father's business. And whether it's what they pay you to do, that's still a ministry, helping women bring forth a child in this world,
Mm-hmm.
helping people to center themselves. That may be something that pays, but it's still a ministry that
Yeah.
helps God's children to go on through this journey, this tedious journey. But we
Mm-hmm.
don't have to be tedious. We can be whole and we can be healed and we can be free of everything. We're gonna lay down every weight that so easily besets us. And again,
Right.
I want to thank my sister, Doula Shonda Faye. Doula.
Right.
I'm talking to pastors like, what? But I thank you so much because I really believe that this wholeness journey has really helped me. I did a video earlier today and I went and did some things that I hadn't been able to do in years.
Mm-hmm.
And without breaking down or getting to being in a place that it would take me forever to come out of that place. But because of being around like-minded people like yourself and Pastor and First Lady and some of the YouTube videos and some of the other people videos that I've watched and reading books, and just accepting, you know what? you're broken. You know what? You have preached the word for years, holding on to all this baggage. And now that I'm free, you want everybody else to be free too. So that's
Right.
what this journey is about. Is like learn, like why did I have to do this? No, yeah, Jeremiah's son. I see why you had to carry that yoke first, so you tell everybody
Mm-hmm.
else. So now I look for people like you. I look for those that's in this world, but not of the world, and that are helping the saints of God to be whole. We talk about in our church. We said we live in wholeness and healing and prosperity. We claim this for ourselves and for others. And I thank you for taking
Right.
that time to come and share with all of my people. And I thank you, all of my subscribers. I thought when I hit 500, I was going to be on top. Now I'm over 600. I'm really ecstatic. And so it's making me really, really staying prayed up and looking and searching for these people, just like my sister here, to come on and share some of this wisdom and knowledge and gifts that God has given us for us
Mm-hmm.
all to take a hold of this and take these tools. I'm putting my tool belt on, and I'm
Yeah.
putting the tools that I'm getting from Shonda and from Tyler and from Pastor and First, and I'm putting my tool belt together.
Right.
Wonder Woman she had tool belt, she had wrist things, you got the
Exactly.
helmet of salvation.
Right.
Got see, we gonna put it all on, and we're gonna be
Right.
better, y'all. We gonna be better. Any final words before we get out of here, Shonda?
Hey, that is so true. I'm so glad that you had this platform to share because a lot of people need to know they need to know that they have tools to have. And again, being single is a blessing, it's not a curse. So walk into your singleness with gladness. But if you anyone would like to just follow me, you can follow me on Instagram, which is Shonda Faye the doula, I think that's what it's called today, or doula Shonda Faye on Facebook. You do that, and also if I'm going to be starting up a class, so I'll share that later. But I'm starting up a class starting in the new year. It's going to be a free class for people who have trouble sleeping. I just know that that's the one thing that a lot of us are lacking. We have sleep, but we don't get rest, and so we're going to talk about how to get rest because we say, "Oh yeah, I'm getting 8 hours of sleep," but you're thinking about a million things. So you probably got like 5 hours of sleep and not eight, like you said. So yeah. So again, just follow me. Let me just make sure I got the right one so I can say that. But yeah, excuse me. So it's called. So Instagram is called Shonda Faye Birth and Yoga, and then Facebook is Doula Shonda Faye. So I thank you all so much. And again, in your body, you can do yoga. I'm holding your hand to say that as long as you can breathe, you can do yoga. And just use the tools to help you with on this journey, whether you are single or married. Use these tools to help you on this journey because we all need tools to walk our walk. And that's it.
Well, all right. We're gonna have Shonda Faye on again because we are going to be going to another phase, and I think this is going to be about February because
Okay.
something she just said about the where she's going to be doing the class for those that are wanting better rest. So I've been experimenting with this thing, and I'm going to
Hmm.
do it for 30 days. So everybody know I love TV, but for the last hour of the night, whereas I would watch a crime show or something else, I've devoted the last hour of the night to something spiritual or
Hmm.
something uplifting,
Right.
something that's motivating or something that's just speaking. Just even if I can't find anything else, I'll just put where they play the scriptures, but it's
Right.
speaking so as to bring my mind to a different place before I enter sleep. So we're gonna
Hmm.
have to get together on this. We see
Yeah.
how things, my God, just I'm
Yeah.
telling you, we on fire. But guys, we're
Yeah.
gonna get out of here because I just thought I'm telling you, she you see Tyler. I already have my little big brother. He like, we gotta talk. And
Right. I
this
mean,
thing gets so good and
yeah. Yeah.
that's
I
I'm like,
mean, and it's true. It's true, like you said, like because we do things. We do things before we go to sleep. And like you said, because I do the same thing, I'm now working back up, trying to work on my sleep regimen again because I have fallen off. But like I talked about before, we need to just have tools. So I share those tools about like, and we can talk about that more like next time. But like I share those tools of, hey, what can you do to go to sleep? Like literally, you may have to cut the TV off and then just do something else. You may have to like journal. Journaling is a great way to do that. Journal is like, hey, how your day was. Wonderful thing to do. Um, like you stop using the phone because we good at scrolling. We're like, okay, I'm asleep now,
And that's
but I'm scrolling TikTok, I'm scrolling Facebook, I'm scrolling Instagram, and then your mind is getting, because again, you're still not asleep, and so then you may have saw something, and like I tell, even when we're doing a check in, I said, okay, taking your mind and putting a pause on those thoughts, and when we talk about put a pause on those thoughts, that's mean all the thoughts. So like what you had to do before you got here, what you had to do, that email you have to send, maybe that maybe the phone call you forgot to make, or even maybe a vacation that's like next year. Put a pause on those thoughts and then come back to center. And then I'll leave this last little tip. So if the one tip that you can use if you are having trouble sleeping, removing the tongue from the roof of your mouth, because when we are thinking, our tongue is still moving. So if you remove the tongue from the roof of your mouth, you can automatically go to sleep sometimes. So that's a great tip that you can use. Yeah.
look at you. I'm out just like,
Yeah. Literally,
whatever.
when you if you pay attention and when you're thinking, you can feel your tongue just moving just slightly. But if you remove the tongue from your mouth and the thoughts will just stop, and then you can go to sleep automatically. So that's a great one. Yeah. A lot of people, when they do that, oh my gosh, I fell asleep so quickly. Because, yeah, you remove that tongue.
By the time we finish going around this thing, y'all, we gonna be whole. When I tell you God has placed people in my life to make sure that now that I've accepted brokenness and I've accepted it, He has placed people up, boom, 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 every side of me to make
Hmm.
sure that I'm now thinking about all of these things. And yeah, I'm like, what? I'm like Wonder Woman. I got all kind of stuff. Come on
Right.
now. But I'm gonna get ready to end this one because we finna go to a whole both of us, we finna kick into a whole nother gear. But guys,
Yeah.
stick with us. I'm gonna make sure that I put all of her information on the video in the description so that y'all can get a hold of her. And hey, thank you guys I love you by the gallons. Thank you to all my subscribers. All of those that are not subscribed and just view and share. I thank you too. I love you all by the gallons. Thanks again, Shonda, for coming and sharing all of this wonderful, wonderful tools with us that will help us to not only to gain our wholeness, to hold on to that wholeness. And
Right.
guys, until next time, again, I love you by the gallons. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Why chicken grease? Because it's hot. Yeah, we are. We are. We out of here.